So today I'm going to go ahead and put together a little ocean beach scene with maybe some coral while you guys watch and hear a little bit more about what's happening with my channel, what's happening with my art, and what's happening with the art fairs and craft fairs. So I'm going to go ahead and put down a little bit of ocean and sand and work my way toward a little coral reef while we talk. As far as my channel goes, I'm doing all right. I didn't have as good a week this week as I did last time. Mostly because I think that when I put together the short, I accidentally released it with the date instead of a name for the description and for the title. And so it just had the date and no real description at all, no tags. And I don't think that that the algorithm could really tell who to send it to or anything like that. So I realized it about, I don't know, like 9 hours after it was posted. So yeah, it's only got about 28 or 29 views, something like that. So not very good. But the watch time is still going up and the views are still going up, and that's good. I have not had any new subscribers this week, but green arrows for everything else. So we're doing okay there. Oh, I do have another short set up for next week, and I made sure this time that I actually gave it a title so that I don't end up once again with one that's just got a date for a title and no description and no tags. So I set it up with its title, its description, and its tags already, and that's ready to go up on Friday. I have to do a video for Wednesday, and I'm trying to decide. I think I might do a primary colors video. I do know that I need to start doing more of my other art for you guys so you can see me painting more of the realism and things. But it's really hard for me when I'm painting, even when I'm doing the pours. It's hard for me to be on camera while doing it because I always feel like I'm not sure of my next move in the art, and I'm not sure of what I should do, and things feel like they're in the way, like the camera and things like that, and I'm trying not to block what you can see and things like that. So I tried really hard in the coasters one that I did not to block while it was blowing out the coasters, but I was blowing them by mouth. I was using my mouth to blow them. So it was hard to show you what was happening, but also be able to use my mouth to blow it out. A lot of people do that. I don't know. It seems weird how they can make it where you could see it so well. I don't know. Maybe they wear a little nanny cam right in the middle of their forehead, like a button. Either way, I'm going to have to figure out how to do that better because learning how to film is part of learning how to have one of these channels, and I'm still working at it. So if anybody has any tips, you can put them in the comments because I'm always very happy to hear any advice because I'm new and I don't really know exactly what I'm doing, but I'm trying to do my best. I've never recorded myself creating art before, unless you count like doing a sketch on TikTok and doing a little bit of blending in between recording for about 1 second, but that's not the same thing. So anyhow, let's move on to the art fairs. So as far as the art fairs go, I have been working really hard on getting into different art fairs. Right now I've got a spreadsheet and I've created that has all of the areas around me and all the shows that they have going, both craft fairs and just art fairs. And I really want to focus on the art fairs because the craft fairs, I don't know if my kind of art will sell as well, but that's kind of why I did the functional stuff too, is to make sure that I had options for when I do craft fairs and when I do art fairs. Because I think for a craft fair, someone might come and buy a bank for $15, $20, or a pot for their plants or something like that for, $20, $25, whatever the size and price and everything is, and rather than maybe a piece for, like, say, their house. Whereas at an art fair, they're coming specifically to buy art, which means you're more likely to be able to actually get people to purchase those pieces. So I want to create a little bit more cohesive setup for my art picture, for my art booth picture for that event, the one that's coming up in I think it's October of this coming year. So yeah, right now it's open for us to sign up for it, but I want to do a few more pieces that really are connected, and I want them to be completely finished and everything so I can put them up and really turn in my best, because I'm a searcher when it comes to art. I like to try new things. I like to see what happens. I like to experiment, and that it creates a lot of different kinds of artwork. So they don't always want that. They want that cohesiveness, that style that goes all together. So that's the plan. I mean, I'm still going to experiment because that's just what I do. But for the picture for the art fair itself, I want to make sure that it all looks very nice and professional and cohesive and all the things it should look like for them to want to choose me to be in the fair. And after I've done that, then I can submit my application for that. But I do have a few weekend markets coming up, and these are like Sunday markets. They're not like an official big fair, but I will show you a bit of the setup of my booth for that fair, and I'll show you kind of a few things if something looks like it would be of interest to you. But for right now, it's just getting work done, getting everything set up so I can apply to the art fair in October, and just continuing to move forward one step at a time and trying to do what I can do to try to turn this art that I love so much into some kind of business. It can get pretty expensive. I mean, you're talking about, if you get a good canvas, you're talking, sometimes upward of $100. So I have these large canvases that I'm just like, I keep going, I'll do them soon. I'll do them soon. But you get to that point where you're like, oh, it's so much money. If I do it and I don't like what I do, it's not as easy as a little canvas where you're just like, oh, it's fine. I'll either sand it down, or I'll sell it really cheap, or I'll just throw it away. Instead, you're like, oh, it's like $100 for this, and I don't want to waste it. And so instead of doing it, you just sort of get into that frozen moment of like, look at that giant canvas. And so, yeah, I have some that are like, 30 by 40 and 38 by 48 or something like that. And I just haven't touched them yet, but I will soon. And when I do, I will show you what I'm doing with it. You can go on the journey of filling out my first really big canvas. In fact, maybe I'll do that as a video if you guys are interested. Let me know in the comments if you're interested in something like that. All right, thank you all for coming in. And if you're a creator, keep creating. If you're a art lover, keep watching, because there's a lot of beauty out there.